Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Week 17 NFL predictions. Last week on Week 16 that I recorded on Friday, I only went 9-6. I did disqualify myself from picking the Rams-Seahawks game, so that's why my record's a little different than unusual. I only picked 15 this week, or for Week 16, which put my record at 9-6. And now that brings my record to 142, 94-1 on the season. And now we're going to get started with the maps, playoff scenarios, and then Week 17 NFL predictions. So check your local listings. Most of you are expecting to get the Steelers-Browns game, while the half of the other country is going to get Seattle and Carolina, and that's basically it. And then Fox early, most of you are expected to get Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Some of you will get New England and the Jets, and then the rest of you will get likely Tampa Bay and Miami. And then the Eagles-Bills game is going to be national televised. Again, this is on Wednesday. As I'm recording this, check again for your local listings. And then now we're going to get into the Week 17 playoff scenarios. I'm going to rapid speed fire this today, as I got a lot going on. So, Week 17 playoff scenarios. We only have 4 spots left, I believe, on the whole playoff picture. Seattle, Chicago, Philly, Niners, Rams, all in. We're just missing the 4 and 7 seed. Well, the seeding's not official, but we just need 2 more teams from the NFC and 2 more teams from the AFC. We're waiting on the AFC North, and then the Colts and Texans are battling for the 7th seed, which that can basically, the playoffs can be set by the end of this week, but not seeding. But anyways, we're going to get started with scenarios. For Week 17, the Seahawks can clinch a first-round bye and home field advantage with a win against Carolina, a Rams loss on Sunday, and then the Bears and Niners would need to tie, which is probably highly unlikely, so I'm assuming this is going to come down to Week 18. But Seattle can clinch the NFC West if the Rams lose on Monday to Atlanta, Seattle beats Carolina, and the Niners lose on Sunday night. If the Packers lose on Saturday, the Bears will clinch the NFC North. Otherwise, if the Bears beat San Fran on Sunday night, then the Bears get the division for the NFC North. For the NFC South, Carolina, yes, my Carolina Panthers can clinch at the NFC South this week. We have to beat Seattle, and Tampa somehow needs to lose to Miami on Sunday, which I have a feeling this will come down to Week 18, unfortunately. But I'm hoping this can end on Sunday, but we'll have to wait and see. And then Green Bay, if the Lions lose tomorrow on Christmas, if the Lions lose to Minnesota, then Green Bay's in the playoff. Then we're just waiting on one more team, which would be either Carolina and Tampa Bay. Or if Green Bay wins on Saturday, then it's done. And then now on the AFC side, Denver can clinch a first-round bye and home field advantage with a win, Patriots loss, Chargers loss, Jaguars loss, or a Bills loss. So all these things need to happen. The Broncos can clinch the AFC West this week. They would need to win and then have the Chargers lose on Saturday. So the Broncos would need to win on Christmas night, and then the Chargers would need to lose Saturday, and then the Broncos are your AFC West champions. The Patriots can clinch the AFC East this week. They would need to beat the Jets. That's easy. And then the Bills are going to need to drop to the Eagles, and then the Patriots are your East champs. Jags can clinch the AFC South. They need to beat Indy, and then Houston needs to lose to the Chargers. And then the Steelers, if they win against Cleveland, they clinch the division. They'll be probably locked in as the 4th seed. And then the Ravens, if they lose on Saturday, Steelers are the AFC North champs. If both of these things do not happen, if the Ravens win and the Steelers get upset by Cleveland, then it'll come down to Week 18, likely on primetime. And then the Texans are in with a win or a Colts loss, or with Tampa, San Fran, Rams, Bills, Ravens, and Chiefs because of the strength of victory. strength of victory for the Texans to be in. Okay, and now with the elimination scenarios, you get these. It's pretty much the same thing all over again. And then week 18 will be determining the seeding. So the AFC North is only going to come down to the 4th seed probably, or to miss the playoffs for the Ravens and Steelers. The Texans can still get the 3 seed. We still have a lot of seedings to determine, but a lot of teams have already clinched their spots at this point. But again, we'll have to wait and see. There's still a lot of football to be played in the final 2 weeks. And now we will get started with our Week 17 NFL predictions. To start off, we have the Cowboys and the Commanders. This is a meaningless game, playoff game. I'm going to take Dallas to win, pretty much in a blowout. I think they will. This can be fun, entertainment-wise, I guess, on Christmas. But I will take Dallas to win this game, 30-14. Josh Johnson starting. They don't have Mariota, and Dallas is basically healthy on offense. I think they're going to shut down Washington again, and I think Dallas is going to put on the beating, which they'll make them win 30-14. Then you get the Lions and the Vikings. I'm going to take the Lions to win here, 27-20. There's no J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings, so I'm expecting the Lions to bounce back and keep their season alive for at least another few days here until Saturday. Otherwise, they're going to need more help. The Lions are going to probably beat Minnesota. I think they can even score more points. I think this is going to be close than people think, but the Lions will scheme Minnesota with a win, and now they're going to have to if they get a Packers loss on Saturday, then their season's alive for at least another week. They would still need to beat Chicago, and Green Bay would have to stumble to Minnesota if the Lions are going to squeak in by the skin of their teeth. The Lions win 27-20, and now that brings us to the Broncos and Chiefs. This is not going to be close. The Chiefs are down to the third-string quarterback, 27-10. I'm expecting Denver to do their job. This is going to be a boring game to watch, and it shocks to say that the Chiefs are potentially going to be 6-10, but watch for an upset here, because I feel like Vegas has something to do with it, based off the most bet locks. So the Chiefs can probably upset them, but I doubt it. We'll see. Okay, and then we're going to Saturday games. This is an actual meaningful game. The Texans and Chargers. This is a meaningful game. This is going to determine a lot of things with the playoff picture. A lot of things with the playoff. So the Colts, they need to have. They will need the Chargers to win, and then they need to pull off a miracle against Jacksonville, and then it will come down to Week 18 to determine the winner will be the 7th seed of that game, if that happens. But in this one, I'm going to take the Texans to win. They have been the hottest, one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest one as of late. I'm gonna guess 23-17 in that one. Texans defense is gonna be a nightmare to play against. They've been really pretty good this year. They've won now 7 in a row and trying to get their 8th win and push themselves to the playoff. I think for the Texans offense, they need to be more consistent. Stroud has been inconsistent again this year. It doesn't help that he has a trash offensive line. He does need more protection, but he hasn't been getting sacked as much as of late. He's been only getting, out of his last 3 games, he's only been sacked a total of 4 times. And then the Colts game, he only got sacked 2 times. So it's been doing better. But I think the pressure rate for for Stroud is an issue, and that's why he probably doesn't have much time to throw the ball, and that's why he's probably been inconsistent. But the Texans' offense needs to do its job. The defense, it's already done its job. The offense is the problem. Texans' offense has to step up if it's going to come playoff time. But I believe the Texans will get it done here. I'm going to say 23, to 17. And then you get the Ravens and the Packers. This is also a meaningful game, I guess. Both of these teams are trying to stay alive. The Ravens are on the verge of elimination if they can't win. So if they lose, they're out. If the Steelers even win, the Ravens are out. So they're going to need some help if they do want to win. But unfortunately, I think this is where the Ravens season will end. I'm going to take Green Bay to win and bounce back 27-17. I'm expecting Love to bounce back with a big game. I don't even know if he's going to be playing or not. But he was limited, so it's a good sign, potentially. And Lamar's potentially not playing because of his back concussion. So that could be something for the Ravens to be on alert for. But if Lamar does not play, the Packers will win this game. But I'm going to take Green Bay 27-17 in this one. And now to the Sunday games, we have the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. This one is a meaningless game, but it will have fireworks because these offenses will score points, but they have zero defense. But in this one, I'm going to take the Bengals to win 37-34. Shootout game. Arizona has just not been able to win at all. They've just been losing. After week 2, they've been terrible. 1-12. After their second game of the season, they've only won one more game, and they've been 1-12. That is terrible. And I'm expecting them to continue to lose more. I'm going to take the Bengals to win in a meaningless game, I guess, 37-34. And then we get to the Steelers and the Browns. This is a meaningless, or no, this isn't a meaningless game, but it is for Cleveland. Pittsburgh's trying to win the division. If that happens, if the Packers even win, then the Steelers have already won the division. But even regardless of what happens on the outcome, I'm going to take the Browns upset. I feel like the Browns are going to pull magic, and then they're going to upset the Steelers again. I'm going to take them 20-16. And if that happens, and if the Ravens win, then things can get real interesting real quick. So, again, I'm going to take Cleveland's defense to do its job. They're going to shut down Rodgers. And I'm going to take a gamble on it. The Browns will upset the Steelers. Give me 20-16. And then we get to the Saints-Titans. This is a meaningless game for both teams, really. I will take the Saints, though, to win. They've been pretty good as of the last couple weeks. But they've been playing really terrible teams. That's why they have 6 wins. Or 5 wins right now. Because they've been playing not really that good teams. I mean, the wins against the Panthers have been pretty solid. They did beat Tampa Bay. That's on the decline. And then the Jets, who suck. Other than that, the Saints have been pretty consistent as of the last few weeks. I think they're going to finish strong. But I will take the Saints to win 20-17. Tyler Sheck's been balling. And I'm expecting him to continue the ball. Especially against a Tennessee Titans team that is garbage. They did beat the Chiefs, but they're playing against backups at that point. So I will take the Saints to roll the Titans 20-17 in a close game. And then that brings us to the Jaguars and the Colts. The Colts are basically fighting for their lives. If the Texans win on Saturday, then their season's over. But if the Chargers win, they need to beat the Jaguars. But it doesn't even matter. I'm going to take Jacksonville to win. They've been the better team, more consistent as of late. And then the Colts are just on the decline. I'm going to take the Jags to win 28-20 in a pretty interesting game. I don't even know if Phillip Rivers is playing at this point. They may just bench him for the rest of the year. They may just put him to rest. I don't even know, but we shall see what happens. But I'm going to take the Jags to win 28-20. And then the Patriots and Jets is next. I'm expecting a blowout. The Patriots are trying to seal this at this point, but there's not much to talk about. The Patriots are going to blow out the Jets. Brady Cook starting. He's terrible. And the Patriots have just been better. and I think they will win this game 31-6. And then you get to the Seahawks and Panthers. I'm gonna take an upset, 23-17 overtime. I'm gonna take a gamble on it. I thought about taking Seattle, but I think Carolina's gonna upset the Seahawks this week and do their job. And I think Carolina will stun the Seahawks and continue to play meaningful football, and they will win a really important game with Bryce Young. 23-17, and I forgot to do the Buccaneers-Dolphins pick. Tampa will keep its season alive for one more week. It'll come down to week 18. I'll take the Buccaneers to win 27-17. And then we get to the late window games. Giants Raiders. This is probably the tank bowl of all time. This is for probably the number one pick in next year's draft. And I'm gonna take the Giants to win. They'd be the better team against the Raiders. The Raiders just flat out suck. So Raiders, don't screw up your draft chances, please. Giants win 17-13, and then the Eagles and the Bills. I'm gonna go with Buffalo in this one. It's gonna be a crazy game, that's for sure. The Bills will get it done here, 27-24, in probably a fun game to watch. The Bears and 49ers is next. That one's gonna be fun as well. I'm expecting fireworks in that game. I'm expecting Christian McCaffrey to have another big game as well. He could potentially be on the verge of having 1,000 receiving yards by the end of the season if he gets the touches. But I will take the Niners to win in another close game. I'm going to also go with 30-27 in a shootout game between the Bears and 49ers. And then to close off Monday Night Football, the Rams win. I'm going to take the Rams over Atlanta 30-17. And that will do it. I'm not sure what time the Week 18 games will probably be just yet. But if I'm going to say if these stand with how the results impact Week 17, if I go a perfect, let's say 16-0, or not 16-0, if I go a perfect I think there's a total of 16 games. If I go a perfect 16-0, I'm assuming what will happen is hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I have to do the based off the playoff machine on ESPN. I'm doing that again. Okay. So if that stands, then I'm expecting the Patriots and Bills to potentially be, or the Bills, Jets, Bills, and Dolphins, Patriots to be in the same time window because of the division battle. I'm expecting them to probably be both in the late window. I'm expecting if the Lions and Ravens win, I'm expecting both NFC North games as well to be in the late window. And then Carolina and Tampa Bay is probably going to be a lock for prime time if the division race is still open. The AFC South would be probably set. I think the Colts will already be eliminated. I think the Jaguars and Texans are still battling for the division title. I'd probably put the AFC South in the morning, the AFC East and the NFC North in the late window. The Steelers. Wait, hold on. Would the Ravens still have a chance to win the division? No. Because the Ravens lost Week 17. So then AFC North are meaningless games. NFC East are meaningless games. NFC South. Saints Falcons is a meaningless game. I think the Chargers and Broncos is probably up for Sunday Night Football, potentially, at that point. But they're going to need to get help. They will need help. I think if the Chargers lose Week 17 to the Texans and the Broncos win, then that becomes meaningless. But I think the then I don't know what's gonna happen with the times yet. It's still too early to tell. But I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys New Year's Eve. Good night.